Alright, I got one more review for today. This one isn't very much visually to look at, but I got a box and I got a motorcycle. What else do you need? This is for the K&N Filter for the EX650F or the Ninja 650 if you're here in the United States where I'm at. Basically, I didn't really buy this filter for performance. I'm not, if I wanted something to be the fastest street machine, I wouldn't have bought a Ninja 650. I would have got a Super Sport, a ZX 1000 or something of that nature. I bought this partially just to free the motor up so it can breathe. I'm a big believer in the K&N. I have them in all my vehicles as well. But it's for economy. The factory filter for this bike cost about $30-something. This K&N filter was 50 bucks. So if you think about the lifetime, if you're going to keep a motorcycle for 6 months, a year, then it doesn't really make sense. Just leave the stock filter in it, you're good to go. But if you plan, like me, to keep a bike for a long time, I plan on having this bike for many, many years. I'm going to have to put a lot of air filters in it. Matter of fact, I think since I've had it, I've got almost 20,000 miles on it. 20,000 miles has led me through 2 filters. That's $70 worth of factory filters that have gone inside of this, one of which came with it, so you can't really count that. This was $55. This is going to last forever. This bike will be dead in a graveyard somewhere before that filter is in poor shape and needs to be thrown out. So from an economic standpoint, you can either get 2 factory filters or you can get 1 K&N filter that will outlast 100 factory filters. So from an economic standpoint, really, really good buy. The filter looks very well made. Make sure if you have an Ninja 650 and you're putting this K&N filter in it, there is a little bag with a piece of metal in it, a little aluminum piece. Very important. Read your directions. In the top, when you're putting it, you got the gas tank off here, the top of the airbox lid is there. Filter is here. There's a little nipple that sticks up where the screw went from your factory filter. You're going to take that little piece of metal from the bag and you're going to pop it inside of that little rubber insert. Then you're going to use the same screw that held your factory air filter down. You're going to go in there through that little piece of metal that you just slipped inside of there, and you're going to tighten that screw up before you put your air box back on. Very important. I almost forgot it because I'm real bad about not reading the directions. Hey, it's an air filter. I used to be a mechanic. Who needs directions, right? Well, anyway, I almost missed it, but I did see it on the directions at the last minute, popped it in there, screwed it down, put the airbox, gas tank, seat, all back together. As far as from running with the new K&N filter, it doesn't have, 15 more horsepower. It's not any more powerful than it was before, but it has relieved the restriction that the factory air filter put on it. The paper filters, they don't flow very well. It's really hard to pull air through them. They work really well, but they don't flow very well. So now that the K&N's in there, it lets the air flow more freely. So it actually seems like the bike is wrapping up the tachometer much quicker. So basically you can put on the speed a little bit quicker because the engine is freeing a little more, flowing a little bit more freely. So it just feels a little better. Again, it's no excess horsepower. If you put it on a dyno, I would be incredibly surprised if there was a quarter of a horsepower more because of this filter. So if you're looking for power, forget about it. You got to go with filter, exhaust, power programmer, all that stuff for power. But this isn't the bike for power. But what it will do is it'll let the engine breathe a little more freely, so it's able to wrap up the speed and RPMs a little bit more quickly. So again, I would highly suggest the K&N filter for the Ninja 650. Hope you enjoyed the video, and make sure to like, subscribe, comment, debate, whatever you feel necessary. And again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next video.